What is a transmission is a really interesting topic. A transmission is not a teaching. A transmission, what sets it apart from our nominal learning is that a, it is received by the whole body. It is received by not only the mental aspect of ourself, but the embodied aspect of ourself, the bioenergetic sum of who we are. And transmissions are oftentimes the providence of native wisdom traditions. The most important learnings that we receive and we gift people are in the form of transmissions because they honor not just our mental capacity to apprehend, to receive, and to understand, but to know. And there's a difference between understanding and knowing. Knowing is what is underneath the ancient teaching of that truth is felt. The most important things I've received in my life from my teachers and guides are have been transmissions. They are packages of useful energy and information that integrate with the whole self. And one of the most significant for these times transmissions that I have received is the is a teaching that is actually woven into world wisdom traditions globally and has been expressed in different ways throughout time. Um, for instance, in Taoism and in Chinese philosophy, Chuanzu, the adage, leap into the boundless and make it your home. And what does that really mean? Well, actually, what that means is that in these evolutionary times, our minds hunger to cling to knowing, to cling to understanding, to cling to existing models that help us find comfort and solace in our place in the universe, to help us find our bearing as embodied souls, may not be that useful. So, what does it mean to operate your life in a place of unknowing? I don't know. It's actually an essential element of humility. The position of I don't know allows some very interesting physiological and bioenergetic things to live and activate within your body. The position of I don't know basically keeps your antennas all highly active. It keeps you receiving as much information as possible. As soon as you say, I know, I understand, I get it, the natural response behind the scenes, the unconscious piece, is that your sensory system attenuates. I've got the information I need to move forward. I've made my decision. I'm cool. And the thing is, the reality of this time is that the very nature of the interaction of consciousness and matter, the very nature of what it means to be an embodied soul, is in a state of transformation. And truly, we have no idea what things will look like on the other side of the successful fulfillment of these prophetic times. And as we've talked about before, we know from global native and wisdom traditions that we have an opportunity right now. There is a convergence of celestial and cosmic forces, a convergence of planetary forces that are at once saying the way we've been doing things is not really working. And then on the other hand, saying that actually there is a great chain of interconnected consciousness that exists throughout this neighborhood of the galaxy. And our success is important. There are intelligences and beings and interconnections that go far beyond what we're able to perceive that depend on us to be successful in this step so that they can take their step. And the less we cling to our models of understanding, the less we cling to our knowing of the way things are and the way things should be, the more it allows us to receive what is new and what is possible. That is extremely important. And so, my recommendation from the transmissions that I've received in this regard from my teachers in Peru is to summon the courage to be in the unknowing. What does that mean? What does that feel like? What does it mean to wake up every morning and agree that you walk into your life in this new day as if it's the first time you've ever been there? Because indeed it really is. What does it mean to let go of all of the teachings and all of the understandings that have given you comfort in the world? As a matter of fact, my teacher, grandmother Redleaf, once said that the ultimate measure of a person's spiritual maturity is their response to waking up one morning and discovering that everything that they know or believed or have learned is complete bollocks. How would we respond to that? That was a very powerful teaching, such a simple teaching. So your walk in this time of transformation will be made so much more effortless, so much more peaceful if you approach it like a pilgrim, like one who is walking into a new land that has never been met before, walking as a pilgrim into a mystery, even though it may be the same grocery store, it may be the same bank, it may be the same family dinner table that you've sat at for decades. Can you make it new? Can you approach it with a new mind? Our teachers tell us, our elders tell us that this is one of the surest ways to navigate these times, being part of the solution and not the problem, to navigate these times with as much effortlessness as possible.